From the High Definition Production Center of Troy University's Broadcast and Digital Network and Troy campuses around the world, this is TrojanVision Weekly.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Weekly. We're glad you joined us for this look at what's happening in and around Troy University. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. This week, the state of Alabama celebrated College Colors Day in support of their favorite college team. As you can see, I'm wearing my Trojan Cardinal. Of course, the day meant plenty of Cardinal all around the Troy campus. Antonio Reese shows us how the day can mean a little more than just the start of the football season.
For those that are unaware, this Friday is College Colors Day. For those unsure of what the day is all about, SGA President Ashley Morris gives the details behind the day's meaning.
College Colors Day is really an opportunity for the Higher Ed Partnership to sponsor this event for all of the 14 public universities in Alabama. And pretty much what it is for students is an opportunity to wear your college colors, show some school spirit, and also, most importantly, we really want to encourage students to share their story on social media.
Morris speaks on the event and how she hopes that by using social media more than in the past, that a strong base can be formed to use on Higher Education Day in the spring.
In the past years, we haven't seen as much social media presence with this, so we're really hoping to push that more so that when Higher Education Day rolls around in the spring, we have a base to really approach our legislators with and something tangible that we can show them.
With strong hopes for the future, Morris hopes that Friday will have a large impact on the legislators who will make decisions on the funding of higher education in the spring.
We think that that has a profound impact and that it definitely has the ability to reach our legislators who are making decisions about financing higher education. So we want students to hashtag AL College Colors and Troy U Spirit on Friday wearing their college colors and tell your story. Tell why higher education is so important to you. Tell why it's important for it to be affordable for you and how much of an impact it really makes on your life.
Antonio Reese, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Hurricane Harvey didn't have any direct negative impact on our area after it made landfall in Texas. Nevertheless, area leaders decided to rise to the occasion and offer relief to our neighbors to the west. Sarah Singletary has the story.
632 miles. That's the distance between Troy, Alabama and Houston, Texas. But that's not stopping Troy residents across the campus and city from rising to the occasion and bridging the gap.
We really felt this urgent need to come together and really start a relief campaign so that we can really give back to those in need.
Together we rise for relief. That's the name of the campaign that's bringing leaders together to meet the immediate needs of those hit by Harvey.
Because of the Sun Belt Conference is kind of leading up a financial campaign, we are actually encouraging students to donate to the GoFundMe account of the Sunbelt SAC Relief Fund.
Over $2,000. That's how much money has been raised through the GoFundMe account sponsored by the Sunbelt Conference and Student Athletic Advisory Committee. And according to Dick, they're just getting started.
In working with the Office of Civic Engagement, Jonathan Seelan and some other key leaders on campus are starting the early phases of trying to get a relief team to be sent to Texas.
An effort that Dick says won't happen right away.
So that will probably be 5 to 6 weeks from now.
And surely won't be forgotten.
We don't want to forget about this. We want to be actively thinking about how we can help those in need.
While the University Relief Team is still in its planning stages, First Baptist Church of Troy is sending one of their own Wednesday morning. They've got the boat and kayaks taken care of. All that's left to do is fill the trailer with donated non-perishable goods.
Any food, drinks, anything that you can conjure up, bring that to the table. We want to serve those guys and send those guys with some items to give out to people in need.
Troy residents headed to the Houston area to lend a hand to those affected by Harvey. Early in the week, another group of Trojans made their way out west on Friday. This time, a group of Troy University students. Once again, here's Sarah Singletary.
Driving into devastation. More than a dozen Troy University students and at least 3 trucks are headed into the heart of the Harvey-ravaged Texas coast. Loaded down with truckfuls of bottled water and canned food. Organizer and Lambda Chi Alpha President Joe Payne says this group is ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work.
We're hoping to just be used, completely just vessels. Just use us however you need be, whether that's going out, whether that's staying, just being used.
Payne tells us the team is in contact with a local church in the Beaumont area and has already been briefed on a specific need.
One of the main ways I know that we're going to be used is through demolishing some areas just because of water damage that they just have already declared irreparable.
Payne says he's hoping to catch up with Troy's First Baptist relief team that arrived in the Beaumont area on Wednesday.
They're a very small group and they're very mobile because they have kayaks and boats. But we're going to try our best to link up with them.
But that may be easier said than done.
Getting through with such a large group is what's going to be hard for us because not everyone, for instance, will be able to get on the boats that we have and the kayaks that we have.
And for those of us who aren't traveling to Texas, Payne says there's plenty to do here at home.
Keep donating stuff. And what they're getting into more now is, as there's demolitions, it's going to be gas cans because there's no gas in the greater Houston area, and fans, dehumidifiers.
Troy University Student Government President Ashley Morris isn't alone in trying to work for the student body, and this week she introduced her cabinet to the SGA Senate. Brianna Jones has the details from this week's Senate meeting.
The Student Government Association held their second meeting last night to continue helping improve events with the student body.
Today I introduced a resolution titled United States Flag Act of 2017. And what that resolution will do is it will ask the university administration to install and put up an American flag of the United States of America at all locations, at all Troy University campuses where there is not currently a flag of the United States of America flying.
Ray also motioned for organizations at Troy to have the option to pray before a meeting.
We voted on 3 different resolutions that allows for prayer at SGA meetings and at any meetings across campuses, any clubs, campus organizations, just allows them to pray if they so wish. So far, we have had no opposition to the bill. We've had a tremendous amount of support.
SGA President Ashley Morris welcomed her President, Cabinet, and Supreme Court Committee to the senators and explained how they will help.
So tonight I had the opportunity to introduce my presidential cabinet to the Senate. And I'm really excited about the cabinet in general, just because this was for me a good way to get people involved in SGA who may not have wanted to run in an election or wanted to participate through the Senate. So these are really detailed roles for the cabinet and for the Supreme Court as well. Very detailed roles and detailed ways for them to get involved on campus and to do things to benefit the student body without being a senator.
The SGA encourages anyone with questions or concerns to come to the next meeting, which will be Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. in Hawkins Hall Auditorium. Brianna Jones, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We'll take a short break, but when we return, we'll see how some Trojan journalists are getting some experience in the capital city. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Now back to Troy TrojanVision News Weekly.
The news content you normally see on Troy TrojanVision News traditionally comes from the Troy campus and around the city of Troy. However, a class in the Hull School of Journalism offers students a chance to take their skills to the capital city for a semester. Sarah Singletary shows us how they do it in a story from our Montgomery News Bureau.
A small group of Troy University broadcast journalism students will expand their reporting territory this semester in a class that takes them away from Troy's main campus to the university's Montgomery News Bureau.
It's not every class that you get to go to Montgomery outside of campus on Troy University to cover stories.
The class requires students to cover 5 stories in Montgomery between August and December.
I get to do the College Color Day proclamation story. Just being able to go there and see the governor sign that proclamation, it's going to be really exciting.
Each one set up, shot, and edited by the students.
I'm planning on getting experience out of this class. That is probably my main reason for taking this.
Students in the Advanced Television Practicum class normally do most of their work here in Troy. But this semester they'll be here in Montgomery reporting news from the capital city.
Covering stories here in Montgomery, you get more experience because you are out of your normal realm of interviewing just students and teachers and the faculty on Troy.
Wanting to gain experience and grow their network.
I really hope to get experience. That's probably the most important thing that I hope to take out of this. But also meeting people.
Students say they have high hopes for the semester.
Hopefully the chance to put these stories on my resume reel and hopefully to get a job when I graduate next summer.
In Montgomery, Sarah Singletary, Troy, TrojanVision News.
Troy University's Concert Chorale has an invitation to perform at Carnegie Hall. However, they'll need some financial support from friends to make the trip. Nathaniel Rodriguez shows you how you can help.
Preparations are underway for the Concert Chorale's May performance at Carnegie Hall. Last spring, the choir received a personal invitation from composer Eric William Barnum to perform his works in New York City. Shortly after, the choir performed a commissioned piece from Barnum called Evensong at their 10th anniversary concert.
This does not occur often, to get a personal invitation from a composer, and particularly one that we have such a strong relationship with. So we're very, very honored to be one of maybe 3 or 4 schools that will be presenting his music.
In total, the trip will cost around $55,000, so the choir is currently fundraising to pay off the trip's expenses.
We have some fundraisers planned throughout the year, for either benefit concerts or special things that we'll be doing to raise awareness and to raise funds. Then students are doing their own individual fundraising as well, because we would like to be able to go as a unit, and not just those that could afford. We're all working together.
In addition to benefit concerts and other types of fundraising events, students in the Concert Chorale do their own fundraising right here in the Carnegie Corner, a small portion of the choral office dedicated to writing letters to potential donors and thank you notes to those who have already donated. And speaking of students, one chorale member said he hoped this trip would help the choir grow as a kind of family.
It feels pretty good. It's really exciting, and it's really cool to be a part of, such a small family, but we're all putting forth so much effort to get such a big feat, and it's a really exciting experience getting there.
For those interested in sponsoring the Concert Chorale, donations can be made out to the Troy University Foundation via check or digitally on the Troy University Foundation's webpage under the School of Music Concert Chorale Fund drop box. Nathaniel Rodriguez, Troy, TrojanVision News.
11 different organizations were on campus Wednesday morning offering up opportunities for students to help out in the community. Yolanda Allen gives us a look at the Fall Volunteer Fair.
Different organizations around Troy, Alabama participate in the Volunteer Fair Thursday morning. Many of these organizations are seeking volunteers, especially the Boys and Girls Club.
We are a mentoring program. We're a tutoring program. We have different activities going on, such as arts and crafts. We have flag football, cheerleading. We have a lot of things for our kids to do in the community. We provide snack every day, chips and a juice, and we also have a summer program for our kids to engage in. And one thing that we really, really need are volunteers to come help tutor our kids.
The First Baptist Church does many volunteer opportunities, especially with the ESL students.
ESL, like class or club, which is where students who don't know English very well go to the BCM, and we just want conversation partners, so people who just know English, honestly, who can help them better adapt to being here in Troy.
There was 11 organizations at the volunteer fair, but one student had a special organization in mind.
Boys and Girls Club. I enjoy working with children, and it's just like home for me. I want to help with it and just give back what I was given, opportunities that I received, give to those children.
Yolanda Allen, Troy, TrojanVision News.
We're going to take another quick break, but when we come back, we'll see why some Trojans were working on their rowing skills. So don't touch that dial.
patriotism. It inspires passionate debate, and it's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love, love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
The Montgomery leg of the Alabama River was full of activity last Saturday, but it wasn't the usual types of watercraft one would expect. Once a year, the waters get a little competitive as teams, including one made up of Trojans, hit the water to see who can row the best. Justin Walker has the highlights from a Montgomery News Bureau.
On your mark, get set, row. The 2017 Dragon Boat Racing Festival kicked off its annual competition on Montgomery's Riverfront Park on Saturday as over 60 teams from Central Alabama and beyond headed to the water with hopes of winning the Grand Championship trophy.
So we're here for the 8th annual Montgomery Dragon Boat Racing Festival. It is a great day. The weather's amazing. We have thousands of people here in downtown Montgomery at Riverfront Park, here to watch the Dragon Boat races, enjoy some live entertainment on stage, some wonderful vendors, exhibitors. Just like a great way to end our summer.
For the second year in a row, the Troy University Trojan Warriors put together a team, and I talked to two of those participants to get their thoughts on the team's goals before the race, as well as how the team hoped to improve during each round.
To not come in last place. Definitely be in sync with each other and learn how to all be on the same page.
I think it's about teamwork. Everybody should know each other's. Like, we should get together and get our power more stronger. It's pretty cool. I hope we could do better, but we still need more practice. I don't think we get a championship, but we feel really good to join it.
Officials say conditions were perfect for today. Combine that with an in-sync team, and you have a recipe for success.
Today is absolutely perfect. It is cloudy, it's a little overcast, it's cooler today. Our dragon boaters are loving this little breeze that's coming off the water. The water's a little choppy, but that's okay. It always makes the racing a lot more exciting, a little bit more difficult for them. But having, we've had some years where it's been 110 degrees outside, so to have some cloud cover, to have a nice breeze, it is a perfect day for everybody.
Money raised from the Dragon Boat Racing Festival will benefit two nonprofit groups, Bridge Builders Alabama and Rebuilding Together Central Alabama. In Montgomery, Justin Walker, Troy Trojan Vision News.
Troy University will soon be home to a new sorority. Representatives from Alpha Omicron Pi are on campus to raise interest in getting involved with the campus's newest Greek organization. Paige Weeks has the details.
At the start of a new year, Troy University is not only welcoming its students, but is also welcoming a brand new sorority to campus. Earlier this year, Troy extended an invitation to Alpha Omicron Pi to join Troy's other sororities and fraternities.
We actually submitted basically an application to come to this campus when Troy opened the option for extension last year. And so AOPI was the lucky sorority who has extended the invitation to be here, and we're so excited. So now that all the other sororities are finished with their recruitment process is now when we get to begin to recruit all of our women.
AOPI has over 140 collegiate chapters and has initiated over 190,000 members. For women who join AOPI this year at Troy, they will have a special opportunity that few members ever get.
Since this is going to be a chartering organization, it'll be brand new here on campus, we're looking for very ambitious women who are excited and self-motivated to get this organization started on here at this campus.
Soon AOPI will be in one of these display cases, but until that day comes, Harrington says that there's something that makes this sorority different than all the rest.
It's one of those things where it's so easy to join an established chapter, but here at Troy it's going to be a lot different because these women actually get to set the foundation of AOPI here at Troy, and they get to create the traditions and the events that they do. I mean, everything that they do this year will be set for a lifetime.
But it won't be all hard work for the future charter members. There's also the excitement of being the first sisters at Troy University to proudly display the glitzy side of the new sorority.
We have color. We're the only NPC organization to have just one color, which is cardinal, which was very convenient coming to Troy University where it's your color as well. We adopted the flower. We got a new one. It's now made of 4 different infinity roses, which represents that sisterhood isn't just for your 4 years in college, but it's also for a lifetime.
AOPI will be having informational meetings to discuss the approaching recruitment period. The first meeting will be Tuesday at 6 p.m. in the Trojan Center in room 224. Paige Weeks, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Troy University's international students have an outlet to share their cultures with their American neighbors through the International Student Cultural Organization. ISCO's first meeting of the school year featured dances performed by a variety of students. Justin Walker has all the action.
Unity is something you don't see much of in our world today. However, if you walked into the International Student Cultural Organization's first culture night of the semester, unity was everywhere.
Tonight was our first culture night of the year. It was a music and dance topic, and we had 3 different presentations. Our first one was Gigi Zhao. She's a Chinese student here. She did a dance. Then we had a YouTube presentation by Youssef and Adele. They're from Saudi Arabia, and they showed us one of their traditional dances as well. And then we finished it up with a Brazilian dance lesson with Chelsea and Maddie, and that seemed to be the hit of the night.
And the 2 students that taught the Brazilian dance to those in attendance talked about why they thought their dance unified the room.
I think because we got the crowd on their feet and everybody was engaged and people got to meet new people. Somebody came up to me and said that, yeah, I just made a new friend just by doing this dance because I just asked a random person to dance with me. So I think that was really cool.
And students say that it is the unity of ISCO that keeps them coming back.
The most awesome part for ISCO is that you can meet new friends every semester from all around the world, which is the best part I like the most.
For Hughes, this is her first semester as the president of the international organization, and I asked her one simple question. What does unity mean to you?
Unity to me is becoming friends and really getting to know someone's culture and respecting them. We are Alabama's international university, and we're one of the biggest international organizations here on campus, and it's really important because there's so many international people here within our community, and it's great to create that bridge, especially with everything that's going on in the world. It's good to have those friendships here.
ISCO will meet next Thursday night after Tea for Troy to vote for its executive election positions. Justin Walker, Troy, Trojan Vision News.
Well, it's time for our last break, but when we return, we'll learn about an effort of Sun Belt student athletes to raise money for the victims of Hurricane Harvey. Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
I was afraid of that.
Well, guess it's time to get you fixed.
Your pets will start fooling around sooner than you think.
Go on, get out of here!
Accidental litters lead to millions killed in shelters each year. Help prevent more. Fix at month 4.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Now back to Troy Trojan Vision News Weekly.
Student athletes across the Sun Belt Conference are trying to help raise money to help the victims of Hurricane Harvey. We'll learn more about the effort in this week's Trojan Talk. Hello and welcome to Trojan Talk. I'm your host, Aaron Taylor. Today we'll be finding out a way that Troy University student athletes and you, the public, can help the victims of the Hurricane Harvey flooding in Houston and Texas and the surrounding areas. And my guest today, the SAC president, Cassidy McDilda. You're here to talk about an effort to raise money that's kind of grew out of concern for all of the student athletes in the Sun Belt, but particularly the presidents of the student athletic advisory councils at each of these schools. Kind of tell me about how this all came about.
You know, we all went to a conference over the summer and, you know, made some really good connections, and we ended up forming a group message. And Pretty much as soon as we saw the devastation in Houston, we all started talking about it, and we wanted to do something together, about it, and not necessarily just like school by school, but we wanted to join together and show like that we're a unified force, and that's the best way to go about this whole cause.
And so, just through conversation with the other presidents of this the SAC committees at each of these institutions, you decided we want to do something. So what happened from there? Once you decided let's do something, tell me the process. How did we get to a point where we're raising money through the conference?
As soon as we decided, we pretty much sent it to the Sunbelt offices in New Orleans, and they set up the GoFundMe page, and then they sent us all the information, and then we pretty much used social media and word of mouth, we were promoting this link and this drive. So.
And how quickly did this take place? Because obviously, we're taping this on a Wednesday, the Wednesday after the hurricane hit.
Mm-hmm.
When did this go live, and how quickly did it go from an idea to fruition and actually seeing this go active?
Pretty much on Monday, we started talking about it as soon as we saw the devastation. Monday, and then we got the GoFundMe page set up by Tuesday morning, and we've gotten 3,600,000.
Yeah, we're looking at it right now. The page. This is the Sunbelt page right now, and as you see on the screen, there's the web page. If you actually want to dial it in, type it in there. It's a pretty lengthy link there to type in, but you can go to sunbeltsports.org and just click the Donate Now link to donate to this cause. And obviously, I think we checked it yesterday, and it was somewhere around 2,000. So in 24 hours, another $1,000 or so dollars has been raised. So as a student athlete, how does this make you feel that you can get your other student athletes to encourage others to do good?
I mean, it's incredibly empowering. I mean, not only can we get student athletes, we can get just this entire student body. We can get people just in the community to donate. We've got thousands of followers on each social media site, and so, I mean, why not spread the word? I mean, it's amazing what people can do.
Well, and it's more than just sports. And obviously, I mean, and SAC does other community events as well, so a lot of people may not be familiar with some of the things that you do, but it's an opportunity to show that, hey, you're more than just athletes. You have an opportunity to do something more to help build up communities.
Yes.
And so now, you're talking about raising money for Houston, but you've got something else on your plate as well. I'll give you a chance you're actually seeking a way to help locally, correct?
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that.
So we are right now collecting school supply donations for the Christian Love Center, which is a local after-school program. And pretty much, just pencils, paper, crayons, whatever people can give, we're collecting and then taking over there after September 8th.
All right, and if they want to do this, where can they drop off some of these supplies in order to help out with this fun drive that you're doing here, or this drive you're doing here? So.
Yeah, pretty much each SAC representative will have a collection box, and you can pretty much give it to an athlete. They're pretty easy to spot on campus, and they can turn it into their team's box.
All right, well, once again, an opportunity for the public out there to help the victims of Harvey, and as we see the devastation continues, and it surprises all of us, and obviously it moved you students to the point that the student athletes that to do something and help, and the folks out there still have a chance, if they're watching this, to contribute to the Sunbelt's fundraising efforts and the combined power of the SACs of all of the Sunbelt here. Once again, the webpage you can go to, there's a GoFundMe page, but then sunbeltsports.org, and there's a donate now. Once again, one last time on the screen here, you can see an opportunity to donate to the efforts, the Sunbelt SAC efforts here. And I want to thank you for joining me here today to bring this to our attention and definitely show us how student athletes are trying to make the world a better place and helping out our neighbors to the west. Thanks for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you for joining us on today's edition of Trojan Talk. And that's what happened on the second week of August 2017. To find out what's happening throughout the week, you can tune in to Troy TrojanVision News at 5, 6:30, and 10:30, Monday through Friday, or anytime by following us on Twitter at Troy TV News. Also, feel free to like our Troy TrojanVision News fan page on Facebook to see links to online content from Troy TrojanVision News. Join us again next week for another edition of Troy TrojanVision Weekly. Have a good week.